Things aren't going as planned with Jessa Duggar's newborn son, Edward, despite her best efforts. Jessa shared new pictures of her child on Instagram on Sunday, revealing that their family has taken to calling him by a moniker. Some of her fans, however, believe that even at the young age of 2 months, she is already undermining his trust. According to Jessa's caption, Edward weighs 15 pounds at the youthful age of 15 weeks, where he got the nickname, Your Royal Fatness. The fact that Edward joined our family over 15 days ago is difficult to believe. He is the happiest, smilliest baby, and we can hardly remember what life was like before he was around, the caption said. Though Jessa presumably thought it would just be a cute update on her baby's son, some quickly took to the comments section to convey how disrespectful they thought baby Edward's naming was. He's adorable, but don't call him that. It might remain, especially if it's heard by your other kids. One reviewer cautioned against lowering a child's self-esteem too soon. How could you refer to your child in such a way? One individual inquired. He is in really good health and will definitely become a huge man. Hearing you call someone fat will have a greater impact on your female kids than on any other gender. You should not use that. Despite the fact that only his mother or pediatrician can have any knowledge of Edward's condition, many nonetheless shared their thoughts. This young guy is nearly perfect if you take his height and weight measurements. I get nervous. It's encouraging that Jessa is unaffected by anything. A statement was made that said, but I would have a doctor monitoring that kid every 2 weeks. An additional individual pondered, I wonder who he takes after because they are not big people or anybody in their family is big. I would be concerned about his weight despite the fact that he is lovely. While some rushed to defend Jessa's decision to call Edward Your Royal Fatness, others extolled the child's adorableness, which is undeniably true. In some cases, mothers even gave their children their own names. I find it hard to believe what so many sensitive people have expressed. One of her followers cried out in wonder. I thought the royal fatness was so cute. I realize it's a term of affection, and the name is cute and funny. Not a problem at all. The Duggar family, who rose to fame on reality TV programs like 19 Kids and Counting On, has long piqued people's interest. As the family enters each new stage of their existence, everyone eagerly awaits what they will do next. Jessa, one of the most outspoken and well-known Duggar family members, is once again under investigation after being involved in a dispute over an apparently harmless choice, the name she gave her newborn son, Edward. Formerly known as Jessa Duggar, Jessa Seewald has never shied away from talking about her private life. Her social media pages may include regular updates on her children, marriage to Ben Seewald, and various other pursuits. The Duggar family's social media presence has advantages and disadvantages. The family has many fans who keep a close eye on them, but there are also those critics who criticize everything they do, especially when it comes to parenting, religion, or even the names of their kids. When Jessa and Ben announced the arrival of their fourth child, Edward, in May 2025, fans were ecstatic. However, the initial excitement soon gave way to a growing wave of criticism focused on the baby name Jessa had chosen, Eddie. The way people responded to Jessa's choice was completely out of place, even though nicknaming children is neither new nor damaging. Some were quick to criticize the name Eddie by pointing out its associations and background. Some felt Jessa made a bad decision because of the name's historical connotations and the biases it would engender. While growing up in a very conservative and pious household, many questioned why Jessa, who was well known for her strong family beliefs, would give her son such a casual nickname. The initial response: as soon as Jessa shared her son's nickname on Instagram, her fans greeted her with love. Many people expressed their happiness and joy for the new family member in the comments section. However, as time went on, a few comments that raised questions about the nickname selection became apparent. The argument swiftly intensified once the comments went viral. Some online critics have pointed out that Eddie seems like a drastic shift given the Duggar family's prior predilection for more traditional and formal names. The Duggar children have been known to be given strong, conventional names such as Joshua, Anna, Michelle, and John David. Some believe that the more modern and casual name Eddie went against the Duggar family's conservative values. Since the nickname would make people think of other famous persons with the last name Eddie, not all of whom had stellar reputations, some people felt it was improper. The name Eddie has been associated with several well-known individuals over the years, including those who have been the subject of scandals, disputes, or bad press. Others questioned whether the moniker was appropriate for the Duggar family's public image as a result of this connection. As the criticism increases, as time went on, many others started to voice their displeasure of Jessa's choice. While some rushed to Duggar fan sites and published in-depth evaluations, others flocked to Twitter. One frequent point of contention was the nickname's apparent lack of thought. Some believed that Jessa ought to have given her child a more prestigious or meaningful name, given her demonstrated commitment to family values and her strong religious beliefs. Support for the Duggars was sharply split as a result of this issue. While some backed Jessa, others expressed disappointment or concern over the nickname. Names are subjective, according to those who support the notion that a mother should be able to give her child any name she wants. They contended that Eddie was most likely merely an affectionate nickname and nothing more. They acted as a reminder that in many houses, especially those with numerous children, nicknames are a frequent way for parents to express affection or for siblings to be identified. One advocate claims that the backlash is an example of a larger social tendency toward hypercriticism. One commenter asked why it was necessary to look at everything. Jessa exclaims, "I want to enjoy my baby's early days without facing judgment for every little decision," in a loving and worried voice. A response from Jessa. Jessa posted on social media in response to the mounting criticism. In a series of blogs, she explained why she decided to use the name Eddie and her reasoning behind it. "I was surprised that this moniker could ignite such a contentious discussion," she wrote. "Nevertheless, thank you for all of your generosity and encouragement. We simply thought that Eddie would be a nice and playful name for a young baby. It's short and straightforward, and it seems to fit him." She continued, "I understand that some people have strong feelings about the subject, but we ask that you respect our decision on the name. When we decided on this name for our kids, it filled our hearts with love and happiness. Since it's a personal decision, we stand by it." Jessa's response appeared to appease some of the critics, but the more vocal ones were unconvinced. For each person who backed her decision, someone else continued to express their dissatisfaction. The debate, as far as anyone could tell, was here to stay. The general perspective. The controversy around infant Edward's nickname, which may seem unimportant to outsiders, highlights a larger issue with the Duggar family's public image, the strict surveillance of their every action. Because of their lengthy history of public visibility, the Duggar family has been the subject of intense criticism and controversy. The family has drawn praise and criticism for its distinctive parenting approaches, strict religious convictions, and traditional gender roles. This incident sheds more light on the ongoing debate about the requirements of celebrity and the expectations placed on public figures. Although Jessa and her family are aware of the attention their lives receive, controlling public opinion can be difficult. On the one hand, their loyal fan base follows them around and is enthralled with their tales. On the other hand, everyone is eager to point fingers and scrutinize their every action, regardless of how trivial. In conclusion, ultimately, Jessa Duggar's decision to call her son Eddie is a personal one that probably won't have a lasting impact on her family's notoriety or wealth. Nevertheless, this highlights the complexities of being a public figure. In the era of social media, the Duggar family is the subject of constant criticism, despite their reputation for conventional values and family-friendly television programs. It might just be another chapter in Jessa's journey, even though the issue has been an intriguing, motivating, and even controversial aspect of her public life. Her decision to name her child Eddie may or may not have had long-term effects, but at least it demonstrates how even seemingly trivial decisions may have a profound effect on the lives of well-known individuals.